Howdy folks, this is the Sheetrock Ninja. It's time to make it happen. What I normally do, I don't always put water in my mud. Sometimes I will, but I bought mud that you don't have to do that. You just mix it up, and you can mix it up too thin if you put too much water in it, so it's always good to go ahead and just mix it up to make sure it's going to be smooth enough to mix. And I just use a little bit of hand drill. Most of the time it's pretty good. Just knock that off. We'll set it to the side for now. I don't have a bucket of water with me, but I'll get one. I've had my hands in sheetrock mud. I've been around sheetrock mud. I've seen a thing or two. And so I'm going to show you the easiest way to mud your sheetrock. It's going to be less complicated. So all y'all do it yourselfers. I'm going to show you the easy way to do it and the best way to do it. I've never had no problems. So I'm going to show you. What I normally do, you have a bevel here in your mud. That's where your tape goes. It goes right in the center of this. And I have my knives with me. I have an 8 and a 12, and I got my 6. I don't have my 10, it laid down on the job. I guess it got lazy on me. But I'm gonna show you what I do. If you wanna do quick jobs, you can use Drywall 45 when you're mudding, and you can go right behind it. Roughly, I would give it an hour, depending on the room temperature and how things are. I would give it at least an hour, and then you can go right back over it with your first skim coat. When I bed my sheetrock, I like to I use the fiber tape. I don't use paper tape. I've had too many problems with paper tape. When I went into remodel jobs, there's too much problem with paper tape. If it ever gets wet and behind that compound or any kind of moisture, it's gonna pop off the wall. Your fiber tape is what I use, and I like it because it's a mesh tape, and you can see that when you put that on, your sheetrock mud is basically going inside all of this. This is better tape, I'm telling you. This is all I use, and I don't have no problems, and none of my customers ever had any problems with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick what I do. Is I'll start up here. I'll put that tape right there, run it down with my hand. Make sure it's flat, because this tape, it will buck with you if you don't have it stuck to the wall. When I do mine, I always overlap. It'll get another piece of tape here, but I always overlap mine. Always have, always will. So we'll just run a few from ceiling. It's going to get some crown mold in here. Run it over. Well, I could have went all the way down with that, but that's fine. You can go all the way down with it. I'll run this one up, then I'll come across the bottom with my other one. Let me get this. This bevel on this sheetrock, it's made so that when you finish your compound on this board, that your compound is flush with this wall board. You don't have to bust it out this wide. Some cases you have to. It depends. I've had to do it in brand new homes. It could have to do with the framing, warp 2x4s, whatever, lumber's hard to find good, true stuff. I'll just run this here. And I'll stop right here. See that bubble in it? You gotta get that out. Let me tie my shoes so I don't trip. I'm gonna be bed. You got roughly, I would say that's about 5 inches of that bevel, 5 inches. You could use this knife, that's fine. But I'm gonna bed mine with the 8-inch knife. So when I clean my edges, I'm gonna be sure that at least I got on the top of that ridge right there where the bevel comes out. I've noticed in some sheetrock, some of it's smooth, and you can check it out like that. Some of it's smooth. I've seen some of the bevels were a little higher, and so that's gonna cause your knife on this side to come up. Those are the times you need to bust your joint a little wider. So let's get me some mud. I've done mixed this mud, and I'll show you what I do. I'll mix some Drywall up here in just a minute and show you how I do that also. So what I do, if you have any knives that you've used, you know a lot of times they have a bend in them. Well, I like bends and sometimes I like straight knives. When I run my mud, a lot of times I'll just knock an edge off of it. And that keeps the buildup from coming outside your blade. So I'll go right there, I'll run it down, and you can feel the mud on your knife about how much you got to go. So I'll run this down like that. I have just a little bit right there. If I wanted to, I could go right there and smooth it down. So right there, that's the bed coat. That's fine. And every now and again, you might have to push that fiber tape down. But that's all right. It's not going to hinder nothing. Fiber tape is the best tape that I've ever used. Number one, you don't have to put mud in behind this. Paper tape you do. And if you're not consistent with it, the paper eventually will come loose. You don't know how many homes I've been in, I could just pull the tape right off of it because the tape that was in behind, or the mud that was in behind the tape, somebody didn't cover the wall board. The wall board has to be covered with mud if you're taping with regular tape, otherwise it's not going to stick.